It's Don Sanders, and I want to thank everybody for turning in today for how to sell promotional products. I've done a bunch of webinars, but I thought doing one just with that simple title might be a way to show people how to sell more today in our really strange economy, if we were to call it that. Difficult might be a better term. But first off, I want to thank all of the suppliers that are shown on the screen for making these webinars possible. They are all suppliers that I've used all my life that I recommend. If any of them ever do you wrong, all you have to do is call me and I'll help you with whatever problem, because I know that there won't be a problem because they will always do the right thing. And with that said, first thing I want to talk to you about is, do you want to be a distributor that's like Blockbuster, or do you want to be like Netflix? Obviously, where are all the Blockbusters? Well, about 70% of new distributors every year end up like Blockbuster because they're obsessed with pricing and not finding customers. They don't know how to sell promotional products because they don't do what needs to be done. They think that they have a better way, and 99% of the time, they do not have a better way. So let's look at this as being successful and being like Netflix and not like Blockbuster. And one of our big sponsors of the webinars is Distributor Central. And there's a great $5 off a coupon on the screen right now. A lot of the suppliers on Distributor Central will give you $5 off when you enter your orders through their order entry service. Now, usually in my webinars, Tiffany Tarr talks at this time and tells you a little bit about her, and then at the end of the program, she tells you things that Distributor Central does. Well, her son has had a football accident today at school, so she has had to go at 10 o'clock to tend to him. So Tiffany's not going to be with us, but I will vouch for Distributor Central and tell you that I have used them since they started 20 years ago, and they have every technology service that you need in the industry to be successful. Now, elevator pitches are what are important. I have distributors all the time email me and say, Don, what do I tell people that I do for a living? Well, I am a broad seller, so my elevator statement would be that I own a marketing company. I do not just put myself in the box of saying I'm a swag dealer, I sell promotional products, because I create artwork, I implement safety programs, I've done workman's compensation claim programs, I design brochures, I do online marketing, I sell promo items, that's where I make my money, and I understand fulfillment services. But if somebody were to ask me what I do, or if I was going to pitch them in the elevator, I would say that I own a marketing company. Be simple and to the point. Create interest. Do not ramble, but never tell somebody you're a swag dealer. Being a swag dealer means that you're just out pitching products and you're not helping people with other services that are money-making opportunities for you. And I want you to notice right now on the screen on the right are car emblems by Burlacamp. That is a great supplier. I've known Ken Burlacamp forever, who owns that company, and those little car emblems are a great product right now for football season. Now, I've got a surprise for you today. Mike McMillan from Right Line is on our webinar, and he's going to talk to you about selling pins. He has told me things since we've started working together that I didn't know about pins. And there's a great 200 pins offer on the screen right now for $20. And there's Mike's email on the screen. And Mike, are you there, my friend?
I'm here, Don. I'm ready to take it away. So,
here is Mike's first screen. He's going to tell you about pins, and please listen to him, because what he's telling you is absolutely the truth.
Thank you, Don. Hey, everybody, welcome. You know, Don's an expert in all the different ways to market a customer and all the different products. I'm going to focus on one particular aspect of those products. And for whatever reason, I've been blessed with a lot of knowledge in something as simple as writing instruments. And I want to share some of that knowledge with you guys now. So first of all, what you're going to see on your screen there is a pie chart. This is directly taken from PPAI. And if you ever want to go to ppai.org, you can look at their state of the industry summaries they do at the end of every year, and you can find this here, but I'll skip some of the details and jump right to it. There, according to PPAI, our industry in promotional products in 2019, let's use that number, not 2020, did $24 billion in promotional products, 24 billion with a B in promotional products. That's a lot. The top 5 categories are this: wearables, technology, which is your Bluetooth speakers and your chargers and such; travel, which is basically bags; writing instruments, and drinkware. That's the top 5 category. Those 5 categories together makes about 63% of that 24 billion. That's a lot. When you go into a grocery store, there's a reason why they put milk, eggs, and cheese in the back. You have to walk past all the Cheerios and the Kraft macaroni and cheese and all that stuff to get to the good stuff. If a grocery store isn't selling milk, eggs, and cheese, nobody goes there. This is the milk, eggs, and cheese of promotional products right here. These 5 products, they've changed very little in the last 30 years. I've been doing this for 32 years, and writing instruments has been in the top 5 in the last 30 years, has been in the top 5 the whole time. So there's been some jockeying, but wearables and writing instruments and drinkware is 2 of them that's been in there this whole time. Now, if you look specifically at that pie, 5.6% is writing instruments. That comes out to 1.4 billion in just writing instruments. So the lesson here is this is something that everybody buys. I don't care what kind of business it is. I don't care if it's a nice attorney firm or if it's Joe's Jiffy Lube or everything in between. Everybody can use a writing instrument, can use a pen to motivate or to market their brand. Now, here's what's interesting. When you look at that 1.4 billion, I'm going to tell you what the sweet spot is. This is where you should focus all or most of your efforts. The sweet spot is in the 40 to 70 cent sell price. You're going to have some customers that are going to want a $125 gift pen. You're going to have some customers that want a $1.50 metal stylus pen. That's great. Sell it to them. But the bulk of it is going to be in the 40 to 70 cent sell price range. That's where you want to really, really focus. Now, here's a good statistic for everybody in promotional products to remember, and it's a legit statistic from the Writing Instrument Manufacturers Association, which is WEMA. It's penandpencils.org. You can go to their website. Every writing instrument has 8 owners in its lifetime. Now, think about that. If your customer is wanting to market their awareness campaign, a new logo, a new location, a new service, they're doing a trade show, they're doing a convention, they're doing a sales meeting, whatever it is, every person that gets that pen with that logo, statistically, that pen will go through 8 owners before it goes into the garbage can. So this is a product. It's like a business card that people can use. It's going to make your logo or make your customer's logo travel. Now, I'm going to cover a couple of products that you should focus most of your effort on. So I want you to just please bear with me. Look at writing instruments number 1. Look at right line number 2, and here's why. Don, go to the next screen. Our best seller is our Alamo. Now, everybody that does not know this, possibly, Right Line's based in Dallas, Texas. All of our pens are named after Texas towns, and this is our Alamo. So remember the Alamo. What is the selling point of the Alamo, other than the fact it's in that sweet spot of the 40 to 70 cent sell price range? Here's the selling points of the Alamo. First of all, the barrel imprint on the Alamo is 300 degrees. That's a screen imprint. That's not a wrap. So it goes almost all the way around the barrel. If a barrel is a circle, and it is, and a circle is 360 degrees, this imprint goes almost all the way around at 300 degrees. So it's a huge imprint area. So you can get a lot of copy on the barrel. Also, with our new XL clip, and it's just a XL means extra large. It's a larger clip than the standard thinner pocket clip that goes on an Alamo. With the XL clip, we can do a full color digital logo on the XL clip, and it's the same price. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. If your customer just wants a 1 color or a 2 color on the barrel, it's 300 degrees. 1 color on the barrel is 300 degrees. Full color on the clip, same price. There is no additional running charge. Now, why is that different? There's other pen companies that will tell you they can do a full color logo, and they would be accurate. But there's always a 35 to 45 cent tag on top of that. They're going to add a running charge. So now you take a 50 to 70 cent price that's in the sweet spot, and you tack another 40 cents on it. It's almost $1 for a plastic pen. Customers do not like that sticker shock. So if they have a logo that's 1 color, by all means, do the barrel imprint. It's going to be huge. But if they got full color, We can do an Excel clip imprint and it doesn't change the price. It's still going to be the same sell price. Now you may be thinking, okay, Mike, what if my customer wants both? Can you do that? Yeah, we can. That's the only time there's going to be an added run charge. So I'm trying to make this simple for you to remember. If you want to do both, it's 20 cents on a G extra to add the second location. But I think if you will look at the Alamo and see some of our Excel clips with the full color on them, you will see the imprint area is huge. You don't need to add the barrel imprint unless that's just what the customer wants. Plus, the difference with the clip imprint is now people see the logo while it's not even in use. If it's in a shirt pocket, or if it's in a pin cup, or if it's in the side pocket of a purse, they're going to see the logo versus if it's on the barrel, and they're only going to see it if someone's actually using it. Okay, let's go to the next screen, Don. So the Alamo is the first thing I would direct you to. And then the second one is our Levon collection. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out, this is a very unique item. By the way, the Alamo is a patented item, the design, and so is the Levon. There is nobody else who has a pin like this in the market. You can't go to an office supply place. You can't go anywhere and find this pin other than Rightline. It comes in the Levon Stylus Chrome version there on the left. In the middle, you've got the Levon Stylus Soft, and then on the right, the Levon Stylus Pastel Soft. Now, here's the cool thing about the Levon. Obviously, it's a stylus pin. The stylus color matches the barrel. It comes in these fashion-forward colors. Here's what's neat about it. It looks metal, but it's not. Take the Levon Stylus Chrome for just a second. A lot of times you can have customers that say, hey, I want a metal pin. You go out and source a metal pin, and you tell them, well, this is going to be $1.20, $1.30, and they say, no, I don't want to pay that. They're wanting a metal pin at plastic pin prices. They want a unicorn. There's no such thing. So what we've done with our Levon is we've styled it like a metal pin, and we've even placed a weighted spring in it, so it gives it more weight than a plastic pin, which that's what a lot of people do when they hold a pin to determine the perceived value. They'll feel that weight of that pin. So this feels somewhat metal, looks metal, yet it's a plastic pin, and it's at plastic pin prices. So the Levon is very unique. It's got a very unique side retraction mechanism for retraction. This is our #2 bestseller, and I'll just say this. I don't know why this is. If you are dealing with a customer and their buyer is female, for whatever reason, about 80% of the people that make the decision on this are women. So I would say show them the Alamo, but if you've got a female decision maker, this right here seems to be a winner with the ladies. It's the first pin my wife picked out when I came to Rightline. She said it was her favorite pin, and I've seen that be true with so many different female buyers. So this is a proven winner. All of these pins that you're seeing have the same ultra, we don't call it an ultra smooth, we call it a super smooth writing cartridge that's inside of it. It's the same cartridge that we already provide for other suppliers in our industry. I didn't mention this earlier, but Rightline is a U.S. division of the largest pin manufacturer in the world overseas. We already make pins for some of the biggest brands that I could tell you right here on the webinar, but I won't. So it looks like our competition already trusts us. I hope you will too. So remember that. Pins should be mentioned on every call because they're an easy sell. Remember the Alamo and remember the Levon. Thank you, Don.
Mike, thank you so much. And I've known Mike just forever, and he is a stand-up guy, and he knows more about pins really than anybody that I know. So everything that he's told you is the truth. So with that said, I just wanted to talk to you about David Blaze is a friend of mine. He does programs for new distributors. If there's new distributors on the webinar today, David has got several different programs about getting started in the industry, how to dominate the market. I think there's 5 or 6 different sales training programs, and I recommend him because people are always asking me who can help them learn how to sell promotional products. I try the best that I can, but I do webinars. He does actual program selling and can tell you exactly step by step on how to do it. If you'd like to have a free demo on that, you can email David at smarteqp.com, and I would highly recommend him. Now, something that distributors don't do is they sit around and they sell orders and then they send them to suppliers that they have no history with. And with today's economy the way it is and product shortages, and this goes to supply chain problems, suppliers are going to deal with longtime customers before they take any new order from somebody they don't know. So I know that distributors think I've sold an order and the supplier is just dying to get my order. Well, the truth be told, right now, these suppliers are backed up. So if you want to get your line in order, what you need to do is have established relationships, and I'm recommending 20 different suppliers. And I'm going to talk about Edwards in this webinar. They're one of the best wearable companies in the industry, and there is an Edwards account application on the screen, and I am just telling you that you need to do this. If you're going to be established, you've got to have relationships with some suppliers up front, or you're not going to be able to sell orders. And by having those relationships, your rush orders will go out faster. You get priority for virtual samples. You're notified of specials. You get better pricing when some certain sales levels are met, and you're called on by supplier reps. So if you want to be professional at this, you need to have accounts set up with suppliers up front. Now, let's talk about finding those contacts. I do networking well. I'm going to show you a couple of ways of networking, but with in-person events coming back today, you need to get out and meet people. And when I do that, I don't stand around and wait for people to come talk to me. I am very active, and I don't tell people that I am a swag dealer. I tell people what I told you, that I am in a marketing business. And one way I did get people to come up for me in more than 100 different events is I bought mats from Logo Mats with my logo on it. You're seeing my Don Sanders marketing mat, and I would go to a chamber meeting, get there early, put my mat in the center of the room, get my glass of wine and stand on that mat, and you cannot believe how many people would come up to me and say, Don, what are you doing? I'd say, I'm standing on my own mat. I've gotten more business out of doing this than anything you can believe. M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. Miles Wadsworth can help you with a self-promotion mat for yourself. I'm not kidding you. I do these things. That is the reason that I have sold so many promotional products. Another thing with networking is I don't talk about business at all. That's the last thing I talk about. I learned that personal questions asked during networking is where you sell orders. Personal relationship creates sales, not cheaper prices. So when I talk to people at networking, I make clients my friends by asking them about their shot status. Where were you born? Do you have pets? What sports do you like? Tell me about your children. I get people and that I meet to be my friends, because friends don't shop around. Another thing I do is I'll wear temporary tattoos to networking events, and I'll ask people, well, what do you think about the location of this tattoo? I had some horned lizard tattoos done. I went to TCU, and the little horned toads are real cute little animals. So I had 50 of those made by Sticker U, who I buy my temporary tattoos from. And I would go to networking events and say, hey, do you think that my horned toad looks good on my hand, on my neck, on my arm? I actually do this stuff. That is how I get customers. If you want a Sticker U tattoo kit, it's promo@stickeru.com. Great supplier that can turn orders right now, no waiting. Now, I call tactical customer acquisition is what I call follow-up. Now, like I've made my contacts, I found my prospect by networking. Well, I'm not going to need to schedule a meet with them. That's either going to be a virtual meet, or I am going to try and create an in-person meet. After I do that, I'm going to present an idea and product suggestions. I'm going to follow up in a timely manner. I'm going to tell you the frequency on that in a later slide, but then I either close the order or I move on. I don't get my feelings hurt because somebody doesn't want to buy from me. Not everybody is for everybody. And the main thing I do is try and create satisfaction, get that order in, creating new opportunities. That means getting referrals. And there is another ad for David Blaze, Top Secrets, that customer acquisition. He has a program about that too. I'm just mentioning David's stuff because he actually can help you, and people ask me for it all the time. Now, effective branding is essential. You've got to identify yourself in a different way than the cheap swag seller. When was the last time you changed your logo? Well, I've changed mine 7 times during the time I've been in this industry, which is a long time. I like to do that because it gives me an opportunity to contact customers with my new branding. There on the left is Don Sanders Marketing Concepts. That's about 20 years ago. On the right here is Don Sanders with a drive-in movie theater screen. I just like that graphic. And I had that for 5 years. Right now, I have Don Sanders Marketing with my shoes. I wear colorful shoes when I go to trade shows. I used to speak at most of the industry shows, and I wore colorful shoes to stand out. Not only did I stand out, I have branded myself with shoes where I can send my customers just pictures of my shoes and they know it is me. That is my personal brand. That's how you stand out from swag sellers. Now, my business card is not a cheap little old business card that says I sell thousands of products, buy from me, we meet any price, all these lame excuses. I get out and I stand for something. I use seed paper business cards from Gympire. I've known Harvey Mackler at Gympire forever. He does a full line of seed paper products besides other things that he manufactures, lapel pins, hats, etc. But I have seed paper business cards. You're seeing them on the bottom right. When I hand one of these to somebody, I say, do you like plants? Do you like gardening? I am looking for a connection. And I show them on the back of the card. It shows you what to do with the card to turn it into a plant. Create conversations. Don't create confusion. Use cards like seed paper cards to stand out. Harvey at gympire.com for seed paper samples. Now I'm going to give you another little closer look exactly the way the card looks. I make statements when meeting people. I am not a cheap seller. I am not offering all the products in the world. I am offering my customers the chance for me to improve their business. Don't be a product pusher. Product pushers use plain business cards. Samples, Harvey at gympire.com. Now, let's talk about selling one-offs. Back in the day, I got started by selling low minimum quantity orders. Those turned into repeat customers. Sticker U, who I talked to you about the tattoos, they make die-cut yard signs now. All you have to do is buy one. Everybody is buying these outdoor signs now for happy birthdays, for the births of children. There haven't been as many activities, or people haven't been getting together as much. So people have been celebrating these type of events by putting yard signs in their yard. Everybody you know is a candidate to buy one die-cut yard sign. You can get those from Sticker U for happy birthdays, graduation, welcome home, you know it. Anything you want to put on there. I have sold multiple orders to clients after selling just one. These signs can be cut to any shape. You want to get going with a client, sell them one sign and you'll have them as a customer forever. Now, what's the truth regarding EQP pricing? People all the time are obsessed by this. They think that they need the lowest price that the bigger distributors are getting. I don't care about pricing. I want the order done correctly. How low can this guy cut this grass? That's like distributors. They go out and sell an order of magnets, and then they'll call 6 different suppliers trying to get a 2-cent cheaper price. Don't do that. Get out there and sell those orders, get them shipped in, and get repeat business going. EQ pricing subject puts distributors and suppliers in awkward positions because you don't deserve in quantity pricing if you've never sold for a supplier before. And the way it got started is by desperate suppliers not offering much, offering cheaper prices to get distributors to buy from them. And then there are more distributors wanting that. There are more suppliers offering it. That lower prices only help you if it does not destroy your focus. David Blaze, I'm not going to talk much more about David, but he has got an EQP buying program through smarteqp.com. So if you want to get better pricing, David charges like $70 a month for this program, which is affiliated, I believe, with AIM. You get better pricing from 100 suppliers. You get to be part of a group. So if you're interested in that, contact David at smarteqp.com. Now, let me talk to you about visiting supplier booths. I just went to the Chicago ASI show in July. And I helped a couple of the suppliers that sponsor these webinars. And during that time in those booths, I asked 20 distributors, just chatted them up when I was working. I worked in the Gempire booth, and out of 20 distributors, 15 asked me about pricings. They didn't ask me about selling ideas. How lame is that? You need to ask suppliers how to sell their products and how you benefit from doing that. Supplier programs create sales, not cheaper prices. Like Gempire right now has a thing going with their trucker caps. You buy 100 trucker caps, you get 100 lapel pins that you can stick on those caps. Gempire also does lapel pins. They do caps. Here's a program that you can use to sell hats by telling the customer, hey, you buy 100 caps, I can give you 100 lapel pins with your logo on it too. You don't get the free lapel pins unless you buy the caps. But email Harvey at gempire.com. This is a great program. No other supplier I know is offering this. This is the kind of information you find out by talking to suppliers at shows about products and not about pricing. And right now, with this inventory chain thing being the way it is, you need to sell for suppliers with stocked inventory. That means suppliers that have products to ship. I know that distributors, they can't get off selling products that are not available. Offer your customers an alternative. Stay away from these huge mega suppliers that have supply chain problems. I know a bunch of them that have containers sitting in Long Beach Harbor. They can't get stuff delivered. Well, Makana has got some beverage products that are available. They're slap and wrap and they're metallic beverage insulators. They are available. Makana can process your orders and they have stock. Just like Innovation Line. Innovation Line, Chris Hodge talked on our webinar last month from Innovation Line. They have full color sublimated pleated cotton mask in stock that can be printed full color. These are full color imprints. They are in stock, can go out in a timely manner. Don't mess with suppliers who don't have products to ship. Just like Yeti. I'm not ragging on Yeti, but everybody seems obsessed with selling Yeti to their customers. Yeti is hard to get. Instead, offer them thermos brand products from Snugs. If somebody wants Yeti, Thermos is a great brand. Say, you know what? You can't get the Yeti, but I can get you Thermos. Go to Snugzy USA and look at the Thermos products as an alternative to Yeti. I know everybody wants it, but it's hard to get. Don't turn down orders. Give your customers an alternative. Thermos being an alternative for those drinkware items. Now let's talk about firing bad clients. I know people that deal with sorry clients forever. They take abuse from them. They give them lower pricing. They let them slow pay them. It's just tragic. Fire bad clients as soon as you know. Instead of catering to price-conscious clients, just fire them and spend time looking for full-price buyers. I have fired clients forever. It takes a lot of nerve to do it, but I'm telling you, I feel so good about getting away from some people. They're so ugly to me, I don't care how much money they gave me. But if you'll fire those clients, you'll find out that cheap buyers are time wasters. And here's another Burlacamp pitch for you on those car emblems, the mascot-related emblems. If you would like to have a sample, it's sales@burlacamp.com. Those are really cool right now to sell to high schools for fundraisers and for college, spirit clubs, sports marketing, etc. But don't be afraid to fire bad clients. And knowing history of suppliers helps stop pricing issues. I deal with family-owned, long-time suppliers that I know the owner, I know the executive. I tell my customers where these products come from. If I sell jackets, if I sell shirts, they know they're coming from Edwards because Edwards has got a great American history. They were founded at the same time Levi's came out. That's back about 1867, still in business today. I want my customers to know where my orders originate because that gives me a chance to sell at a higher price. And I'm not afraid to tell my customers who I buy stuff from, because I don't sell people that would stab me in the back. Distributors all the time say, "Oh, Don, I can't. I have to have a flyer without the supplier's logo. I'm afraid the customer will call them direct." Well, if you're selling people like that, you're selling the wrong people. Let people know who their orders come from, where they originate. Now, program selling creates lifetime income. Edwards is a great supplier. I'm going to talk about them a lot because selling uniforms is something that most distributors do not know how to do, and it creates forever income. Like Edwards used to be Kalamazoo Pant Company. They had Mike Ditka be their spokesman for selling pants to the NFL. I think that's a neat story. I think my customers want to know about that, not about cheaper prices. And don't be like me. I sold the Dallas Zoo for 10 years and never asked them about uniforms. I sold their volunteer program in marketing. And the reason that I didn't have their uniform program is because I never brought it up. I'm sitting here telling you what to do, and I'm admitting that I lost hundreds of orders by not selling the Dallas Zoo program. I sold them a lot of stuff for their volunteers, but never for the uniform buyers. Like everybody at the zoos got a uniform, including the penguins. Volunteers wear them, tour guides, exhibit directors, food cart staff, restaurant employees, etc. Every one of your customers has a need for some type of uniform. Brett Guerin, bguerin@edwardsgarment.com is my dear friend. You can email him and he will teach you how to sell uniform programs. Don't be like me and not call on other contacts in a prospect or a customer you've already got. Like right now, you might have a company that you do business with, an office building. Well, have you tried to sell them hand sanitizer and mats? Well, you should. Snuggs has 120-ounce containers of sanitizer, which will go in these sanitizer stations. And right now, Snuggs has their little individual packet alcohol sanitizer on sale, and Logo Mats has the mats. You can sell the sanitizer to an office building. You would call on materials management, building managers, leasing agents. They all need wash your hands, sanitizer mats, and they all need sanitizer stations. Use the pandemic to your benefit by calling on office buildings for those products. Now, I know distributors ask me all the time, "Don, how do I meet decision makers? I can't get in to see anybody." Well, if you want to meet decision makers, go call on realtors. And the way you do that is realtors need mats to introduce themselves to people who come into their open houses, and they desperately need them to keep open houses clean. What I do is I will find an open house in my neighborhood. Let's say it's 1 to 3. About 12:30, I know the realtor's not there yet. I go by, I write a handwritten note, leave a Logo Mats catalog, one of Logo Mats 1-foot square mat samples. Miles Wadsworth, M. Wadsworth, there's emails down there. He will send these to you if you'll just email him. The realtor has to look at my mat when they come in. They have to see my note because they've got to go in the front door of the house. And to exacerbate this, what I do is about 15 minutes before the closing, I will walk in the open house and act like I'm a buyer, and I'll say, "You know what? I just came by because I'm the one who left you the mat and the catalog." That is introducing and meeting prospects in person. And D Magazine 2 months ago did a whole issue on realtors. So you want to meet decision makers? It's simple. That magazine right there had the name, email, company of at least 1,000 realtors in Dallas. You want to build up an email list? You want to meet decision makers? That information was readily available in D Magazine, and the same information is available in local publications where you live. You can email and direct call people about those mats. Another way to make decision makers is to call on owners at bars and restaurants. They are usually there because they care about their business. Restaurants and bars need uniforms for all positions. Servers, back waiters, bartenders. Want to think out of the box? Go call on individually owned restaurants and bars. Few distributors spend time calling on uniform programs. That's why I do it. It's another great way to meet decision makers, and Edwards has those uniforms to sell. Another great way to meet owners is to call on food trucks. Food trucks are another thing where the owner is there in their truck working. So go to a food truck, order a lobster roll, order a barbecue. Ask the person, are you the owner? Sure. I don't want to bother you right now, but here's my card. You know, can I catch you another time? They have to say yes because you've given them money. Get their information and get after them. If you need products for food trucks, for to-go food, Trainer has that. They have color changing cups, food packaging, napkins. So you can get all of that from Trainer. Janelle M at trainergraphics.com can send you those samples. Or we're back on Harvey Mackler, the seed paper cards. He has seed paper coffee wraps. Every one of these trucks, or let's say 80% of these trucks has coffee. How about selling them seed paper coffee wraps? Harvey at gympire.com for them. Janelle M at trainergraphics.com for the hospitality products. I post case studies constantly on LinkedIn. I tout endorsements. I have a big headline. I include videos and flyers. Make it a habit. That means I do it frequently. And like right now, I could post about those seed paper coffee wraps, or where Gympire is showing down there, where my coupon is for them. I might text, or I might include them on LinkedIn. Or Snugs has got a complete line of pink products. Everybody's going to need those for October. Post on your LinkedIn account about who needs pink products for upcoming Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, I also post case studies on LinkedIn, Facebook. The best selection, those that I can find in the industry, is at southernplus.com. Show prospects and customers how you can help them. Post on social media these type of results. Here's a picnic basket that a grocery store bought, sent out to their reward buyers, people that had reward cards with them. They got that, and then they also used that when they came back to the store. Use this in conjunction with a meat giveaway or a meat special. This got the grocery store chain a ton of business. Post these kind of things. You can find them at southernplus.com. Don't be shy. Now let's talk about communicating effectively. Novice distributors never receive callbacks since they do not state reason for calls. They'll say, Joe, I was just done, give me a call. Never do that. Tell people why you're calling. Joe, I'm calling you because you said you might want to buy those pink towels we talked about, or whatever in the heck it is. Set limits on buyers. Say, you know what? If we're going to do that order, I am going to need to hear from you by Friday. Say what you mean. Don't be vague. Tell people when you'll be available for the callback, and then mention that you'll be calling them again. Never leave cheap messages like, call me, have a really good deal for you. That's not the way to sell promotional products. And Gympire, I don't think we're going to talk about Gympire again, but Harvey Mackler is one of my dear friends, owns Gympire. He will never let you down. He has safe mask in stock as well. And you can get his mask, which the good thing about them is they fit on your nose, so they keep your glasses from fogging up. I know about that because I wear glasses. Now let's talk about the losing orders. Distributors say, well, I can't get any orders delivered. These promo chat groups are all over the place about people just saying, why can't suppliers get stuff? Well, do you not understand that all businesses are in employee shortage right now? It's not suppliers being bad. Supply chain problems have made delivery problems worse. Where is my order? This is coming from Amazon. People want stuff fast. We love to sell fast orders. We make 55% or better on fast orders. But if you have orders that you need to be placed and you need them done in one day, you can email Chris Hodge, Vice President of Sales of Innovation. They've got 97 products that can ship in one day. Your customer wants a product that's not available, like I talked to you about Yeti, you talk about ThermoServe, you can talk about the products the innovation line has available. Among them are key tags, magnets, lip balm, charging cables, mini speakers, phone stand. Innovation line can help you with your orders and can get them delivered with no excuses at all. And remember, rush orders are highly profitable. Now, I sell a lot of cause marketing products or a lot of cause marketing programs. Right now is to sell breast cancer awareness products. Southern Plus has got a bunch of cool pink products. This pink umbrella you're seeing up here on the screen, it comes plain, but when you pour water or it's rained on, the logos pop up, like Center for Women's Health will appear. So if you had 4 imprints on that umbrella, it will all 4 imprints will appear when that umbrella gets wet. How cool is that? They have pink bags, pink totes, pink athletic bags. What you need to do is post breast cancer awareness products on your social media, email them like a flyer. Southern Plus has got flyers for pink products. Email order entry at southernplus.com. They'll send you the graphics that you need, but always be active. Another thing is distributors don't know how to answer price objections. I had somebody email me earlier today needing some chairs. Well, Southern Plus has got chairs, but their chairs are more expensive. So I sent the person to Southern Plus. Well, Southern Plus are more expensive when the customer wanted to pay. But I tell you what, I guarantee the customer does not know the cheaper chairs will break. Brandon Craig, who is Vice President of Sales, Southern Plus, he's a dear friend of mine. He will teach you how to answer pricing objections. So when customers get after you and say, oh, I can get it cheaper, ask them particulars. Well, what quality is the product? Is the product American made? If it's chairs, well, do you want the chairs to break? Obviously, somebody's going to say nope. Well, clients need to know how many pounds chairs hold before breaking. If they don't know, most distributors don't know. I didn't really know until I started pitching chairs, but I'm telling you, know what you're doing. Brandon at southernplus.com can help you answer pricing objections and help you learn knowledge to turn away price sellers. Another thing he can do is he can teach you how to sell back to school products. Right now, teachers need gifts, kids need back to school products. Brandon at southernplus.com. He can send you samples. He can also teach you how to sell these. Go call on your children's schools. Call on your own school. I went to TCU. I've sold TCU several different things. I've done the items for my last 3 high school reunions. Call on your schools. Call on your children's schools. Call on your grandchildren's schools. Have a reason to go in and see somebody. Another great way I've gotten business is by doing volunteer work. Greatest way in the world to get quality prospects. I do a lot of work with the SPCA. Look at that poor little dog right there, born with those deformed feet. He was on the front page of the SPCA Journal from a few months ago. They raised money to buy him these little wheels so he could walk around. It's the cutest thing in the world. But what if you fostered that dog? Somebody was going to take that dog, come get it. You would meet that person, and the person would have to come to you to pick up the dog. That might be the CEO of a company, the marketing director, a company owner, or in the worst part, just a good person. That's how I meet connections, by putting myself in like-minded positions. Volunteer work has gotten me more good customers than anything I've ever done. And there's a great trainer coupon there on the screen right now you can use for those food packaging items. Trade out your products for services. Buy pizza from somebody, call on the pizza place, try and sell them something. Go to a dry cleaners, you give them money, try and get money back out of them. I have traded out products for services with my vet for 15 years. And one thing I did with them was mats, but I did all kinds of other products. But I am telling you, my last older dog died. And so I told the vet, I said, I just don't have anything to trade anymore. Both my dogs are dead. They said, Don, we don't care. You've done such a good job from us. We'll just keep buying from you. I converted a trade out situation, trading my products for the vet services into now a full paying customer. Sell people that you give money to. Pet mat samples, M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. Another great way to get connections made are to do work elections. I'm so tired of politics, I can't stand it, but I'll work every election that comes around here because I know I'll meet like-minded people. I've stolen accounts from other distributors by just being funny and say, well, do you know who they voted for? I heard they voted for that person. It's kind of a joke. And they go, are you really sure, Don? I'll go, yep. And they'll go, well, I don't need to buy from somebody like that. That's how I build up bonds. You can sell mats to candidates and to other workers, just like the Genevieve Collins for Congress. You can have individual names put on those if you want. Political mat personalization samples, M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. I'm back on these uniforms. Call on markets that other distributors ignore. Distributors are not selling uniforms. Edwards has a uniform lookbook. Right? Garen can send you this, which will teach you specifically how to sell these untapped markets. Another thing people don't know is Edwards has a full line of snag-proof polos, which are very important. The knit doesn't come up on them. They're a great selection. Edwards touts himself as a uniform company, but they also have a great line of snag polos and aprons. Their aprons are good quality. They don't, the ties don't break, the strings don't break like you're seeing on the apron in the middle. A lot of these apron companies out here pitching you, they are selling sorry aprons. Edwards has aprons, Edwards has uniforms, and Edwards has snag-proof polos. Now, show your abilities. I have testimonial marketing sheets made up. Here's one that I have that I email to people. I also have these in a form where I can mail them, and I also have the same thing where I can email this. Here's 4 people that I've done business with. I show people that I am legitimate. Encourage your customers to give you testimonial marketing statements. If you need help with this, you email me and I'll tell you how to get them. But these testimonials will show new people that you're somebody to deal with. There's my Smart EQP logo up the top, and there we are with Gympire again down at the bottom. Now, if you want to remain independent, be part of a community, you can become part of a community. I was wrong about David Blaze. I think this is the last slide I'm going to talk to him. I just like David. He does a great job. I've known him forever. He's really a good person, really tries to help distributors. You can become part of his EQP program. It's a community thing, and you can converse with other distributors every day about ideas. You can learn creative selling approaches by being part of a group. This is about $70, $75 a month. If you can't afford that, you don't need to be in this industry. You can confer with other good distributors. You bounce ideas off of them. You can discuss strategy. Other distributors have bought out other distributors who have been on the group, and you can learn answers to common problems. Be part of a community. It's David at smarteqp.com. Now let's talk about doing virtual samples. Virtual samples are closed about 65% of the time. In this instance, I had Logo Mats create 5 different virtuals for me: Grand Bank, Macho, Virginia Cook, Castle Creek Manor, and Best Motor Car. I sold 4 of the 5 of these customers that I did virtuals for. The only one I didn't sell was Best Motor Court. It was up in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It was a cool old 50s motel that's been redone. And the owners were going to buy 28 mats from me, 1 for each room. And I was up there a year ago last March. That's when the pandemic started, and they shut down the horse racing in Hot Springs. So Best Motor Court just lost all their business for like 6 months. They didn't buy from me because they didn't have anybody coming. But I did close 4 out of 5. Virtual samples are important. Let's talk about doing custom clothing drawings. You can provide clients with virtual clothing ideas. A lot of distributors don't know that Bishop is owned by Edwards. Bishop is the division of Edwards that does custom clothing. They can make anything you want to make. You want to impress a customer, do a custom drawing of a jacket, a shirt, a poncho, whatever it is. B. Guerin, Brett Guerin, B. Guerin at edwardsgarment.com. He can help you with this. Send him some ideas. Say, Brett, Sanders told me that you might be able to do jackets for me. Here's my customer's logo. He'll do this for you absolutely free. You show that to a customer, they're going to know you're not a cheap price seller. The closing rate on virtual clothing samples is absolutely tremendous. Now, if you're talking about saving customers money, a lot of distributors, they think they want to save people money. Oh, I want people's money. I don't want to save them money. But if you're dead set on saving your customers money, talk to them about the mat rental business. Mat rental business is a bad deal for anyone. Your customers have no clue. They're paying $40, $50 a month for a ratty, dirty mat to stay out in front of their building, where you could sell a great water hog mat for about $280 from Logo Mats, make 50% on that. That mat will last 2 or 3 years. Everybody you know that has mats, who does mat rental, you talk to them and say, you know what, I can sell you a better mat and save you money. So if you're so excited about saving your clients money, save them money by selling them mats and doing away with their mat rental programs. There's a great coupon for Logo Mats on the screen. Here's 3 flyers from Southern Plus. I want to show you this. They have 55 flyers on their website. Text these to clients and post them on Facebook. But the neat thing about them is, if you'll look at the 3 flyers, the 2 on the outsides have my Don Sanders marketing logos embedded in them. And the one in the middle, it just got Don Sanders marketing. So if you don't have a logo yet, you can straight line type Don Sanders marketing. I mean, it's not what you wouldn't put that out, but you could put your company name. Southern Plus can help you with those, and it gives you something else to text. Now, amateur distributors beat up suppliers over price. Instead of doing that, just sell for what the supplier gives you and spend the time looking for full price buyers. At the ASI Chicago show I mentioned, I visited 100 booths. Not once did I even ask them about pricing. I don't care what the price is. I want the orders done correctly so they come in and I can get reorders. Never beat suppliers up on price. It's just not right. A supplier shouldn't give you a cheaper price on the first order. You can get away from price shoppers. Edwards has got another service here where they'll do personalized catalogs for you, like the one on the screen right there. I put my logo on it, and I also put my tagline, look inside the catalog. That can be created for you by Edwards and sent, and it becomes a virtual catalog. Personalized catalogs sell orders. Amateur distributors don't have sales tools like this. Now let's talk about follow-up. Whenever you meet a prospect, follow up within a day and a half. Send thank you notes, emails, text, include your testimonial comments. I showed you how to do that. You remember I talked to you about leaving effective voice messages. If you don't hear from them, call them back and do the same thing in 24 hours. Mail them the product sheets I showed you from Southern Plus. Repeat. If no response, move on to the next prospect. Do not take rejection personally. Consistent follow-up is the thing in this industry that distributors don't do that would improve their business considerably. Just like right here on the screen right now, Snugzy has everything you need for students who need to go back to school. That would be a good piece to start your follow-up program with. Now let's use suppliers with USA customer service rep. We only have 2 more slides in the webinar, so stay with me. And I'm going to tell you how to get the replay if you'll just hang out here to the end. Customer service reps in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, not Manila. That's what ID Line has. ID Line is the finest name badge company, in my opinion, in the industry. Large mega suppliers cannot train reps properly because employee turnover is continuous. Where ID Line customer service people have worked for them forever, they can help you with your orders. They can tell you why their products are better than the ones from large mega suppliers. And Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. I want to talk to people in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, not in the Philippines. I have a hard time understanding people at these offshore supplier call banks. I deal with these medium range family suppliers that can communicate with you. Need a name badge sample kit? Janders at idline.com. Now you need to perfect program and event selling. Like right now, get out there and sell your customers Halloween items. Halloween bags would be great. Halloween wasn't much last year, but it will be better this year. Southern Plus has a great selection of Halloween bags, and selling these programs and event selling. I talked to you about program selling in uniforms. I'm talking about program selling for events. Greatest way to create referrals. Referral orders must be 35% of your business. Now, never work on orders without knowing the facts. Knowledge sells orders. I know distributors will work on orders. They don't even know how much the client wants to spend. They don't know when they need it. Always work on an order only if you know how much they want to spend, how many they need, when do you need them, and purpose of promotion. I know distributors don't ask those questions because they email me all the time and ask me for ideas, and I'll say, when do they need them? Oh, Donna, didn't ask them that. Never work on orders unless you know these 4 things. And here's a great gift thing that I just got from Snug Z. So if you're looking for a good holiday gift item, that'd be a real neat thing to show. And in my next webinar, I'm going to talk about selling holiday gifts. But let me remind you, on these type of holiday gifts, it's good to get those orders in quickly because we just don't know what's going to happen here. Another thing to sell is mats for holiday parties, or you can sell Halloween mats. You can sell Thanksgiving mats. I think Christmas and holiday mats will be big sellers this year because everybody is going to be able to celebrate the holidays, which just really didn't happen last year. Again, M's Wadsworth at Logo Mats LLC for those holiday mats. Now, here are all the email addresses from everybody I've talked to, and then I'm going to talk to you about how to get the email, how to get the replay. But Tiffany Tarr was supposed to talk to you at this time, about 10 minutes, about the services that Distributor Central offers. I told you her son got injured, so she's not here, but I am, and I vouch for Distributor Central completely. And after the webinar is over, Tiffany will email you her presentation so you can watch it. I am telling you, I've used Distributor Central. They host my website. I have dealt with them for 20 years. When I started my website, they started their efforts at the same time. Distributor Central has company stores, order entry programs. They have great product search capabilities. They can create pop-up stores for you, dedicated sites. Like when the pandemic was really going, I had a hygiene and safety site. They have like 8 different sites that you build for yourself, and you just have products for that market on that site. I am telling you, in my opinion, they've got the finest industry technology. There's Tiffany's picture. It's ttar@distributorcentral.com. I will have her email you her presentation. And if you would like to have the replay of the webinar, it's don@sellpromoproducts.com. If you will email me, I will be happy to send that to you. Here's all of the email addresses. If you'll email these, all these individuals, these companies, they will help you. I mean, Mike McMillan's email is on there, who talked to you from Rightline. And then the professional sales training programs, I talked to you about David Blaze or the Smart EQP program, they're there. But here's everybody that I've talked to about. And I just want to thank you for listening to me. I've talked as fast as I could, and I've not been demanding here, but I truly want to help you sell promotional products. There's a way to do this, and there's a way not to do it. Don't waste time. Stand up for yourself. Have standards, and email all these suppliers and say, Sanders told me you could provide me with samples. And with that said, I'm going to sign off now. If you'll email me, I'll send you the replay, and I'll also email you the list of all of these contacts. And all I can say is I hope you have a great day, and thank you for listening.